After Batman and the Teen Titans defeated Ra's al Ghul, the story jumped over to the Joker flying above the Amazons and Kingdom of Storm's campgrounds, being told by his ring that it was time for the kings and queens to fall, time for magic to end, and time for this age to die. Meanwhile, down below, Queen Hippolyta gave Queen Anissa her condolences for the loss of her father, King Jefferson, and also apologized for not listening to him when he tried expressing how dangerous the elves were. Lois, on the other hand, who was mid-conversation with Constantine, expressed that she felt like this war was being forced upon them. Nothing was adding up. Why would Zala, an 18-year-old girl who was nothing but empathetic and peaceful since she'd known her, kill King Jefferson? Way deep down in the dungeon of the elves, Oliver managed to use his pristine accuracy to break Black Canary free of her muzzle. After doing so, they explained why they'd been locked up in the first place, but upon finding out that Canary could destroy things with her voice, Oliver believed he could help her bust them both out of there. Upon reaching Hob Forest, Hippolyta, Queen Anissa, and both of their armies were met by Harley Quinn and General Waller. Harley wanted peace, so she tried talking to them and coming up with a compromise rather than going to war. But the Amazons and Storm Kingdom rejected her because they wanted one thing and one thing only: the elves. So Harley and Waller began walking back to the Kingdom of El, but in the midst of doing so, Constantine had a meltdown, questioning why Hippolyta and Anissa didn't kill them. According to them, it wouldn't be honorable, but being honorable was the last thing on Constantine's mind, so he attacked. Or at least he tried to, but then the forest came alive because, as Ivy had promised Harley earlier, no danger would be allowed through it, and she took that promise seriously. Using her immense power, she tore two entire armies apart, but she never anticipated the Joker to come flying in from above, hitting her so hard that she was knocked unconscious, which allowed the two armies to make it through Hobbs Forest to the Kingdom of El. Upon their arrival, General Waller was just moments away from commanding her army of archers to release their arrows at them, but before she could do so, Zala and Diana commanded them to hold fire because they wanted to stop this whole thing before it erupted into chaos. Standing against her own mother, Diana told two armies that they would have to go through both her and Zala if they wanted to reach the castle. But little did she know, Constantine had been plotting behind the scenes. He brought Prince Jacob with him by hiding him in one of the carriages, signaling him to make it rain within Zala's lungs for what she did to his father. Diana started panicking and helplessly begging whoever was doing it to stop. But then smashing onto the battlefield was none other than Queen Lara herself, making an impact so big that it knocked over the carriage Jacob was in, causing him to release his hold over Zala. Facing two entire armies, Lara was demanded to surrender by Hippolyta, who promised that no one would die if she did, and then stuck her hand out so they could shake on it. But Lara had something else in mind, something along the lines of pretending to surrender and then absolutely annihilating Queen Hippolyta by literally slicing her entire body in half with her heat vision. But sadly, that's when this issue comes to an end. But if you want to see what happens next, let me know in the comments down below.